everyone, RemanX here with a video, something that may not come as a surprise to you, but probably comes as a surprise to other people who are spending cores trying to get G15. We've been doing some science behind the scenes, collecting some data, and the numbers, well, they may surprise you. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on right now. So there's a little thing called DD4, and you guys might be saying, hey, Rem, I don't even care about DD4. It's gonna be months before I get there. Why worry? Well, we're gonna talk about it because we thought there was gonna be some gear available to you by beating these harder raids that just showed up. We talked about these raids, difficulty 3, which you probably need, level 80, G15, maybe even ISO level 2, and probably 4+ red stars, more likely 5. Yeah. Nobody's beaten it yet. It's been out for a day. Give it some time. I'm sure people will find a way to overcome it. But yeah, hardest raid we have a game. We don't necessarily dislike challenges, but we need some sort of way to get the result here. Because realistically, guys, we've been collecting data from the Krakens, and we want to show you guys what that data looks like and break it down for you. So what we did is we actually had a bunch of data for the past couple of weeks, so over 1,000 refreshes, and we got to the delta point here, the data marker here, where we were able to determine that you get about 0.41 of the times your refreshes. So basically, if you refresh 10 times, 4 of those will have 4 of those will have a single randomized piece of gear. So the numbers look like this: is how much will it actually cost you guys? I blew it up too big. How much will it actually cost you guys if you refresh in the shop from a value of cores? So this is if you purchase the cores at the highest value. We broke it down if you're buying them at $100 a pop, right? So you're most likely to see 0 drops, sometimes see 2, and then the randomized 3 drops was the unicorn in the room. So it was really hard to determine, how the 3 drop was literally one of the rarest things that you can possibly have happen here. So we really didn't see 0 refreshes because we were going through the refreshes here. We didn't collect that data. But if you did 2 times a reset to two times, okay, spending 300 cores, right, over the course of the resets, about $1, and you would see about 3. Most people have been, because it's been a challenge to get there, and I'm guilty of this. I've been going up to the 400s. That's 464 per T15. All right. So anywhere in here, we're going to talk about this. They actually had a package that they sold us. I don't have that image here, but it was 18 of the G15 gear for $25. And we laughed and we said, ha 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 ha! No, Scopely, you're not taking my money, because that's going to be $3,200 to get that gear. Now, we have the data here. We're spending far more than those offers ever cost if you're refreshing with those cores. Now, if you're getting those cores for free and you're willing to spend those because you're getting them from your arena or you stacked up cores, this is the overall value that we're using to determine it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, not going to be other gear that's holding you back. So I've got 2 G15s, and I'm held back by about 20 pieces of randomized gear that will get me into DD4. And then, even when I get in there, it's going to be weeks before I see it. So why are we making this video? Well, regardless of where you are in this game, when you see G15 in your store, buy it. It is that rare. So because it's significantly rarer and you'll see 1 per day via the store refreshes on average, it's going to take a long time to get there. So when you're ready, don't get stuck behind the wall that is refreshing the shop. You get some from the war store, you get some from the war orbs, but realistically, G14 is such a dramatic piece of the puzzle. And I'm going to say something right now. G14 almost ruined this game. And a lot of people don't know why, and I'm going to explain it to you. because it changed the way that wars happened. And at the highest level of wars or the lowest level of war, when you encountered a G14, if you didn't have a G14, your chance to fail an attack that required focus went up exponentially. The hit points wasn't as big of a factor, but now couple it with G15, and these two pieces of the puzzle combined are putting a lot of parity between the free-to-play and the Krakens, and also how you spend your resources over time. And that is the biggest disappointment, is because in order to progress in these raids, if you realistically need this type of material, it is drastically too scarce. Tonight I'm wearing some makeup here. I really want to hype up this team, this X Factor team, which may be shaping up to be the next symbiotes, but I can't. And the reason is I have to make a choice of these two guys or DD4. And so if you guys are aware of what I do on this channel, I showcase these characters at their highest potential, in their highest position, and I'm at the point where even I can't justify taking these guys past this tier, because any orange gear, any SBCs, anything I spend on them is going to slow my progress to what's being sold to us as the most important character this game has ever seen, in Dr. Doom. Now, hopefully he lives up to that hype. Seems like he might, looking at his stats from MSF.gg and the limited amount of gameplay that we had through the test drive event that we had recently. But if you're spending 12 times trying to get into Dark Dimension, that's $11 per piece of G15. So if you're trying to equip a character with 72 guys, this is what it breaks down to. And so thank you, Yags, for taking a lot of initiative to try to beat Dark Dimension 4 before everybody else. And there is a legitimate race going to try to get Dark Dimension 4 finished, because he's going to help the community by letting you guys choose on Twitch what character he chooses for this. This is some insight into what is being, what the actual value of G15 are through these refreshes. Now, if you guys haven't thought about what the actual real world dollar price is while you guys are spending this money and what your actual chances are, again, we've been collecting this data for about 3 weeks here, and we're pretty confident in the results because we started seeing more people moving towards that 0.41. So, yeah. No matter where you are in the game, it is something that is legitimately scarce. Now, they're going to give it through some events. We have some bio gear. Maybe you equip a symbiote. But it is, even that event doesn't have a ton of it. The Battle Pass had a sizable amount of it, but it isn't enough to really jumpstart a full roster in there. I got the Battle Pass, and I was able to take a skill and a bio character because the skill character took a relatively small amount, and the bio character was from the symbiote event. And that is the problem. It's being sold to us as a solution. So realistically, we're going to see multiple iterations of this, and we have to take a moment here. How can I justify buying your Astonishing X-Men for a raid that we're anticipating needing them and being the solution to those later X-Men / mutant nodes / global nodes, if I can't find a way to build up my roster? If I can't justify sacrificing the quest for Doom. Oh, another thing, by the way, something even more important than this, they better hold up in Arena. Because if Doom doesn't hold up in Arena, people are going to be disappointed, because they're spending a sizable amount of money believing the hype that is Doctor Doom. You guys might want to address some of the arena exploits as well. Not going to go into it. Other videos have told you guys how to. Please don't. It's not fun anymore. But this is a big deal, guys. So, you're here to hear first. I know it's 50k gold. It can be up to it's 50 gold a day. 50k gold a day should be part of your budget spent on buying G15. My absolute recommendation until this becomes more available, and then we can revisit that at a later time. All right, guys, remember, I do things so you don't have to. Thank you, Rondius, again. Thank you, Yule. Thank you for everybody who was a part of sending us their data on the daily resets. This was a labor of love for you guys. Have an awesome one. Happy holidays. And just take this into account.